vilda och karga svenska västkusten. Ett himmelrike för kapare, sillkungar och annat slodder. Livet i den bohuslänska skärgården har alltid varit starkt bundet till havet och gåvorna havet ger från sitt djup. När sillen kom in bodde öborna i överflöd och rikedom. Men när sillen plötsligt försvann efter påtiden så föll öborna ner i ett förskräcklig fattigdom och vedermöda. Skärgården är svår att navigera med starka strömmar och lömska grund. Sjöjungfrun styr över havet, vågorna och alla djupets varelser. Och sägs ha en fiskstjärt istället för ben, en urgröpt fiskfödelstäckt rygg och gälar. Sjöfarare och visar något blidka henne med offergåvor. Hon kunde belöna det som erbjöd henne gåvor med gynnsamma vindar eller stora fiskfångster. Men å den andra sidan, det som inte erbjöd henne något, kunde hon straffa genom att skicka stormar eller placera isberg i deras väg. härjar svenska västkusten. Ett himmelrike för kapare, sillkungar och annat slodder. Livet i den bohuslänska skärgården har alltid varit starkt bundet till havet och gåvorna havet ger från sitt djup. När sillen kom in bodde öborna i överflöd och rikedom. Men när sillen plötsligt försvann efter påtiden så föll öborna ner i ett förskräcklig fattigdom och vedermöda. Skärgården är svår att navigera med starka strömmar och lömska grund. Sjöjungfrun styr över havet, vågorna och alla djupets varelser. Hon sägs ha en fiskstjärt istället för ben, en urgröpt fiskfödelstäckt rygg och gälar. Sjöfarare var visa nog att blidka henne med offergåvor. Hon kunde belöna det som erbjudande gåvor med gynnsamma vindar eller stora fiskfångster. Men å den andra sidan, det som inte erbjöd henne något, kunde hon straffa genom att skicka stormar eller placera isberg i deras väg.
Hello and welcome back to Vaesen. We were away for a little while because of real life things and a virus we will not name. But most of us have a semi-functioning brain cell again, which I'm hedging my bets because I know how this is going to go. And I don't think we're going to look our smartest, but damn it, we're going to try. First, we're going to quickly go around and meet our players. And then, yeah, it's sort of going to be a group recap because nobody really remembers everything that happened. And I had a lot of tech issues, so I wasn't here for half of it. So we're just going to do our best. How about we start with Eva?
Hi!
Panicked face. There we
I'm
go.
Eva. It's because my new panicked face is always looking for the unmute because I still need to put a button on it. Anyway, hi, I'm Eva. I am one of the halves of Sword and Key. I did not put captions on this screen. That's cool.
It was a interesting experience, and it led to some very fun moments where she felt something kind of near her, but she couldn't see it because it was so dark. She got drugged down to the bottom of the ocean, which makes her think sea monsters.
I mean, at this point in season 2, I have the feeling that it doesn't matter what I do or say, people are going to think sea monsters.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's fine. All right. Group recap for the second half. I had a lot of tech issues, so I was doing a lot of running back and forth trying to find my laptop and not rage and put a fist through my screen the 6th time it died on me. I do remember that Mikyl, Linnea, and Freddie did
yeah, I think unsure of where to go and where Astrid is, the group decided to show Komrik where the king crab was, and of course Fredrik.
Right, the king crab.
Yes, the king crab, the several crabs attached to other crabs who make a giant crab. Fredrik just playfully pushes Komrik towards where they first thought it was, but nothing happened. So, there. Then Linnea and Komrik decided to investigate on the wharf in the seas, while Fredrik decided to talk to the sailors and possibly try to catch some crabs. And when a rogue wave came up and hit Linnea and Komrik, and we all found out that everyone thinks we're all witches or privy to some weird coven / mystical sorcerer thing, and no one actually quite trusts us quite well.
Weird, right?
Right. But we were informed that the historian of the area was on some place called, was it Graveyard Isle? Something like that. Yeah.
Historian's a large word.
The person who has been there the longest and quite possibly knows the most about
the ones they haven't managed to kill yet.
Yes. So we are maybe possibly heading in that direction. Who knows? We still have that dinner to go to. So
yeah. While Fredrik was up on the docks, Komrik and Linnea were down near the water, looking in tide pool.
We got hit with water. We went under. We had to do some saves, and then we were soaked.
And there were sailors frolicking. That seems important.
Right. Yeah. That's all I got.
I mean, the sailors frolicking was something a lot of you ended up paying a lot of attention to for some reason. I don't know why I'm saying for some reason. I know who you are. And it's also where the downturn into lewdness started, because I said nothing, but you all assumed they were shirtless.
And it became canon.
And it became canon because why wouldn't I let you do this?
What's the point if they're not shirtless? I mean,
and that I think that was the exact same line of thinking that happened last time. Let's see. Yeah, you, Mikyl, aka Komrik, and Linnea did get hit by a tidal wave. Some people failed some saves, but in the end, you weren't entirely washed out to sea. You did take some conditions to push some rolls. And considering the fact that you got exhausted, you decided to go back to the inn to have nice, comforting naps. Linnea and Komrik settled into bed, whereas Fredrik did a lovely combination of trying to take care of Miss Linnea, information gathering, and setting up pranks for Komrik, which is like the three are currently like his daily mix. Komrik and Linnea, however, had some dreams that were neither pleasant nor unpleasant, but turned a little scary when they woke up choking on water. Linnea was found by Freddy. Komrik is currently still alone in his room. And that's where we'll pick it back up. I think we'll start with Fredrik and Linnea.
So does it look like Linnea is actually drowning right now?
She got up out of bed and was making her way towards the door, but she's hacking up water while also trying to breathe it in.
I'm going to do the thing where I'm going to tilt to like face down towards the floor, try to get the water out of your lung, stomach, whatever. Make it easier so you're not like coughing and drinking it back down.
Go out instead of in.
Yeah. Like if someone's throwing up, you tilt their head to the side so they don't drown on their own.
Yep.
Same thing.
How well does that work for me?
Roll medicine.
Medicine.
Let's see how good your first aid really is.
Good question. Something's missing on my desk.
Is it a cat?
Is it dice?
Yes. Be right back.
I just point out that I did our pre-show check.
You did.
I did, right?
You did.
Life is hard.
I've had my character sheet up this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
No sixes.
We're professionals.
No, we're not.
Mature adult professionals. Ignore last week. 2 sixes is enough to
I said
at least.
no sixes.
No sixes. I did 2 sixes. Well, thank
I'll
you
take
for your
2
honesty.
if you want to give me 2, but
thank you for your honesty. If Linnea could please roll me probably just force. See how this goes.
For what? Just 4 dice?
Force the skill.
Force. Nope. Can't
Force.
hear.
I have a lisp. I'm trying to be subtle.
Force is not great. Not great. Wait, no. Wait. Did my sheet not save?
Force is a physique skills.
It is, but I thought you helped me with... Aha! +2 to force. I just was looking in the wrong spot.
For this mystery.
Okay. I've got... no sixes.
No sixes. All right.
Oh.
Both of you together, tell me why picking up Linnea to force the water out of her lungs fails and what condition she gets from it.
I'm pretty sure since we're not in water, Fredrik is probably a little like WTF and maybe a little panic and maybe more forcefully, kind of like shakes her to try to get the water out than he should.
I think they're probably not fighting against each other. Like, they're both obviously trying to get the same result. But I think, you know, when Fredrik, who I just realized is in the wrong spot.
I was about to say, Frederick's never looked more handsome. No.
Fredrik is, you know, trying to shake some of the water out. That's when Linnea goes to, like, I don't know, cough or something, you know, and it's not medically working. I don't know. I was an English major. I'm not a doctor.
It could be like when the drowner's flailing.
Yeah.
Try to rescue.
Let's say we probably punch Frederick a black eye while he tries not to crack one of your ribs.
Yeah, I would nominate frightened as a condition.
Fair.
Or, I mean, we are flailing around. I would also accept battered.
I think you can both get battered at this point. But Linnea has some very sharp elbows. I did not like no successes is not great. I will say while fighting and you know you're somewhat tilted butt end up, there is a lot of water coming out of you. It's just not going in a very controlled fashion.
Does it feel like that's a good thing?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
It feels like there's a finite amount of water in your lung.
Good. I don't think this is on the content warning list, which, Oh, Chris, thank you.
I'm pretty sure we put drowning on the content warning list.
Since we were just talking about tips, are you still doing, the thing with the, let a player of your choice lose or gain a condition? Oh, that's a dangerous one.
For cold hard real life cash, absolutely.
Okay.
Hell, I let people do that before I got tips. Just for the hell of it.
Okay, that's just me stalling to try and
It's fine. I'm happy to let you stall. The end result's pretty much gonna be the same. Whatever makes you feel better on the way there.
I mean, with that much water coming out, is it making me sick? Like, can I sick it up? I know it's mostly in my lungs, but like
so,
that.
The thing is, if you want to make yourself sick, I wouldn't stop you. But that would only make you throw up the water that already went back down the wrong way. It wouldn't help you get the water out of your lungs. I'm trying to very quietly roll dice, but I don't feel like it's working.
No, I did hear dice.
Shh, I'm being sneaky. Fine.
I'm going to just do my best to. I'm gonna keep coughing, and
okay.
Just trying to wheeze it out, I guess. Doesn't that make sense? Like, you know, not that I can get like a good breath in, but
is Freddy still helping you?
Who did we lose?
Baker. Baker said she had to restart.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong screen, that's why. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yep, sure did. Sure did. I think I'm back. I need one more, one more audio output.
That's what you get when you move and rebrand all in the same few months.
Yeah, we switched to OBS, and it's amazing, but I forgot to add the mixers to the map screen. I was like, no, we're still here. I put the art up so that, you know. Okay, well, thank goodness we've got captions. Okay, so I'm just, yeah.
I may have a few notes on the overlay when we have time, but for now, you are once again stalling from potential character death, so I need you to focus on maybe keeping Linnea alive.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Maybe. Just wild suggestion. No pun intended.
Frederick's just gonna keep trying what he's doing, just trying to, maybe Heimlich as much. Was that invented by this time period?
I mean, the motion's the same.
Mm.
You kind of want to be in the time where they do the Heimlich before Heimlich comes up with his method, because that one's actually less effective than the one we do now, and it was the same one we did before he came up with his bullshit.
Oh.
But for now, I think we'll let Linnea roll another force test. You lose one of your conditions, thanks to divine intervention. And with Fredrik helping you, you can get a +1 on a die.
That makes me very happy, because that gives me 3 6s.
3 6s. Wow. So with what Fredrik is like putting down towels for you, and rather than turning you upside down, he is currently actively squeezing your lungs to help you cough up all this seawater. The stuff that went down your throat and it's currently chilling in your stomach with all the other questionable things you've eaten and drank on this island. I will admit you do also throw up, but you do manage to clear your lungs and your throat of enough water that you can start breathing again.
I'm very excited about this. Thank you.
And I would like both Fredrik and Linnea to roll me a, let me see, investigation test.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
With 1 die fewer for being incredibly distracted by the fact that you're currently surrounded by seawater, vomit, and you nearly died 2 seconds ago.
But I get to ignore conditions. You said that's -1 die?
Yep.
Okay. So
1 die down.
You said investigation?
Yes.
Which is logic. Okay. Which is a mental thing, right?
Yes.
Logic.
Okay. 2 dice. Nice.
I had 8 dice, and I have 2 6s.
0 6s.
0 6s.
Finally,
Fredrik,
something Linnea's good at.
Fredrik, you're just happy your employer continues to live. You cannot imagine what her mother would do to you if she were to die. Actually, you can imagine what her mother would do to you if she were to die, and it's
somehow worse than if I couldn't imagine it.
Exactly. But Linnea, as you're like coughing, and you know how a little bit of puke always ends up going up your nose, just a little bit to make that smell really stick, as you're trying to deal with that, you hear familiar sounds of someone choking on water coming from about across the hall, a door down. So at this point, Komrik, having awoken from your nap, you find yourself in similar circumstances. You don't have a Fredrik to come to your aid right now. He might still come, but for now you are alone in your room, and you are just, it's like Someone held you
remember
down underwater long enough to really draw in a big lungful of water?
I do remember we were on the second floor, correct?
If by second floor you mean the first one up from the ground floor, yes. Because I would call that a first floor, because the ground floor is on the ground. Sorry, keep going.
Right.
You are up the stairs.
Up the stairs. I am going to try to get up as quickly as possible. Is there a bed frame or a bed like for the bed that might go up a little bit further than the bed? A hard object.
I mean, sure.
Like,
if you want to throw
is
yourself
it a sleigh
across
bed?
Something like that.
I don't know. It's not a fancy inn that we are currently inhabiting.
The drinking part was awful. The rooms were incredible. Because only fancy people get to stay in the room. Right.
That's why
everyone
we're paying
else
so much.
Everyone else just sleeps on the docks or their ships or wherever not here is. So yes, you have a nice footboard. They don't have like 4 posters because why would you? But yes, it has like a nice solid oak footboard.
He is going to fall on it, trying to force some type of regurgitation of water.
Lovely.
Which is a great thing to say on stream. Basically giving himself the Heimlich.
Fair enough. I'll let you pick medicine or force.
What is force? It's physique and what?
Force is physique and medicine is precision.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Well, let's see how we do.
And 1-6. So
1-6.
I will push that if
what
I can.
What condition will you take, and how does that logically follow from this scene?
I think it would be a better mental condition of being frightened. I'm already exhausted, so I would take battered.
Considering the fact that you're throwing yourself on a solid piece of wood, no innuendo intended.
Bruising
time around.
Ribs.
Yeah, there's some, the lower ribs are bending a little more than you kind of want them to.
Crack a rib. Do it, Komrik. All right. Just one more 6.
For 2 sixes, it's pretty good. I'd say you don't manage to clear everything. Oh, hang on, that's something turned very loud. But you can definitely, in addition to feeling some of the ribs go, aggravate your system enough to really violently cough up a fair amount of the water. Your lungs aren't clear, but like if you throw yourself on the wooden slab, cough up a lot of the water, and then right yourself, there's at least some lung surface that can get you some oxygen. But this is not sustainable, and you sound horrible, which is probably what Linnea is hearing. This sound of you trying to breathe through lungs that are currently half full of water rather than full of water, which, progress, but you're not in the clear yet.
Right. Oh, he would pick himself up and try to, take small whispering gasps of air as he opens the door, kind of throwing it open, running down the hallway towards where Linnea and Fredrik are.
And
Linnea and or Fredrik.
Linnea is just going to be. I think I think Komrik needs help too. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Hear anything? I think you're imagining things. You're stressed out.
I kick open the. Well, no, I'm not gonna break anything. I just throw open the door, and just water, just all down my face. And seawater, right?
Yes, seawater.
Maybe a little bit of seaweed.
So let's say some algae.
Yeah.
I mean, if Linnea takes a good look, and I'm not suggesting you should, but were Linnea to take a look at what came out of her, she might be able to spot like some barnacles as well.
Absolutely not.
Ooh, ouch.
Absolutely not.
On this interruption, I guess Fredrik helps Komrik.
I guess.
Okay.
What
happened? How do you help Komrik? Fill in the blanks for me. 'Cause
The same thing,
at this point, I can never know what Fredrik does to Komrik.
It's
Right.
a big
He
manly
just
bear
kicks him
hug.
in the chest.
Same thing. Bear hug, trying to squeeze out the water.
All right, Komrik, make me a force test with a +1 on one of your dice. See if you can get the rest of that pesky seawater out of your system without, rupturing anything in your throat and stuff.
Why were there so many dice and no sixes? Yeah. So 6 die and no sixes.
You could always
Perfect.
push
Would you
the
like to
roll.
push that roll?
I like to push that roll, and why not? Yeah, we're gonna make this happen.
Worst that could happen.
Yeah.
Condition are you taking?
Well, at this point, I believe I'm wounded.
You're running out of options. You're just going down the list.
Well, I am
A
definitely
reminder for the
wounded.
people who don't play a lot of Vaesen, if a PC gets either 3 physical or 3 mental conditions, they are considered broken, and we will be going to a different table to see what asylum will leave them in. Unless one of their party members helps them. I can see your face, Baker.
I can't do anything. I'm on an
That one
island.
was much better. 3 sixes.
3 6s.
Whew.
Do you want to describe your amazing success and how you managed to push through what is happening?
I believe the lower ribs just crack as he's pop, crack, snap,
They
crackle,
were
and
bruised,
pop.
and now they're not anymore.
And then, violently vomiting salt water across the floor.
Out the nose, out the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There's sort of
Very
a wet
acidic
splat
salt water.
as like a small fish lands on the ground as well.
No crabs?
Crabs aren't fish. They're crustaceans.
Just a prawn flopping.
Pretty much. Actually, it's a tiny baby herring.
Oh.
Mm.
I went from "Bleh" to "Aw" as soon as I made it a baby herring.
Yeah. It's
Still
where
gross,
baby.
people. They're still gross. Focus.
They're not cute. Don't awe them.
No, don't give them this.
He'll kind of just plop onto the ground holding his ribs. Yeah, found Nemo. Thank you. I think.
I'm just glad you're alive, Komrik.
I mean, are you though? Oh.
I feel like I should be asking you to roll the Vaesen version of deception.
I mean, Fredrik's gonna be like, I said the words, didn't I?
Linnea's just laying on the floor, trying to catch her breath, and even that makes her go. Was that that was our
I reckon a punishment.
Or
Yeah.
a gift. A gift of warning from.
Oh, that's a hell of a warning. Heck of a warning.
I know if that's what they did to you, what could they have done to Astrid?
That's a good question. I imagine we should probably all stay together if we're gonna get out of here alive.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go seek out that historian person. Maybe they could have an idea of what is actually going on here.
Y'all remember if Astrid had a medical kit on her? I think a couple of my ribs are cracked. I'm gonna have to wrap it. Do something.
Did she take it with her?
I'll check her stuff.
Is that okay? It seems
Astrid?
rude to just sort of go through someone's stuff like that.
If
Now you
anybody,
have boundaries.
right.
If we can't look through your stuff, Astrid, say no.
I don't hear her
I
say
heard
no.
nothing.
Okay.
Oh, ow, that hurts. Ooh.
Anniek, I did purchase multiple medical kits, so there should be one in my bag.
Also, I love
Okay.
that we're going looking for Astrid stuff when I'm pretty sure Fredrik just said that he has a
You
ton of
have to.
bandages.
A whole bunch
fine.
of you bought medical kits.
Yep.
Actually,
One
like,
question: how am I gonna bandage?
Broken ribs, isn't that all you can do?
It's just an ace bandage around the.
It is.
It's literally
basically-
just to hold them shits together.
You're just sort of like holding them together so they can. Yeah. I mean,
Hopefully,
let's
don't
be-
move around too much.
so they don't
create
pop out
more
and snap a lung or poke a lung or something.
I mean, that's where the 3/6s came in because a pierced lung was absolutely on the table.
Maybe
Jesus.
she left some of her medicinal cocaine behind.
Was there any other kind of cocaine?
I think we agreed Coca-Cola had been invented by now, hasn't it? So there's a beverage cocaine as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I definitely hit a line and wrap my ribs.
Yeah.
Does that get
Yeah.
one of my conditions?
We-
Absolutely not. You take another condition.
It takes a full day to get rid of a condition, so we'd have to not do anything.
Yeah,
for
no,
a
there
day.
are
Yeah.
unless you. No, there were ways to do it faster, but most of them involved people and things you don't have access to.
Yeah, we don't
like
Yeah, no
actual
spa
actual
on the-
experts of the field.
You know, mental conditions are magically gone if you have a priest around, but someone ran him off.
For his own good.
I mean, he was getting himself in
Yeah.
trouble. We already determined that.
I deeply appreciate you sacrificing a key resource for the sake of B plot.
He was
I love it. I
asking for
absolutely
it.
love it.
We didn't need to find his body somewhere on the island.
Mm.
If I take a very deep, long swig from my inscribed hip flask on the way to Astrid's room,
Is there a question in this sentence, or are you just telling me you're getting wasted? Because both are fine. I will take either.
well, I'm hoping it will numb the battered pain.
Like, you want to pause your condition?
Yeah. Does it not?
Can we get
Let
so
me
drugged
look
up we don't feel
heals a
pain anymore?
condition. But you do, of course, have the final say.
What
But
does
yeah,
it say
if-
on your booze?
My booze, it's just a memento.
Oh, your memento. Can I
Hmm.
use your memento?
Well, it's a hip flask, but I assume the hip flask itself is not the, like... The hip flask is the memento, but it's what's
Refill.
in it that's actually, like, interacting with me to cure any sort of
Hold on.
But
You know
okay,
what?
Either the
No
alcohol
physical condition.
inside helps me kind of numb the pain of my bruises.
It can definitely numb the pain.
Or
I'll have to look up and actually remove
reflecting
the
on
condition
where I
without spending the full day, because I think that it's mainly a time limit thing.
okay, yeah, I didn't see it's on page 22. I didn't see that it says a time limit. But I will accept whatever you want. Or I can reflect on like how I acquired it and realize that maybe life's not so bad.
I'll just heal a condition, and if that was wrong, then we'll fix it in season 3.
Or there's a big barrel of what's that stuff called?
Oh yeah,
Aquavit?
Aquavit downstairs.
I'm not sure Aquavit has ever cured anything.
Yeah. No, this is
We're
like
actually trying to cure anything.
This
or-
is a fine whiskey. This is a numbing, warming sort of a drink.
You can heal the condition completely, because I am reading the extra rules now, and it is that powerful, but you can only use it once per mystery.
Yeah.
Which is why they're sort of giving you one freebie.
Yeah, I figured.
And at the rate you're collecting conditions this time around. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll do that on the way to Astrid's. And then, feeling a little bit punchy, just stroll on in.
Okay, where are we going?
Astrid's?
Room.
Wait, did Komrik
Oh,
already
right.
get healed
Island.
up? I thought we were looking for medical kits.
Medical kits. I already heard something about ace bandages. So I'm gonna. I don't know whose medical kit was used in the end, but there is. Considering the fact that you all went shopping with an insane amount of money, I think everyone bought at least one medical kit.
Yeah.
So as a group, decide who takes one off of your inventory. But there's enough medical kits to go around at this point.
I can take simple bandages off of mine.
Perfect. I mean, you waltzed into Uppsala with resources 7 or 8. Like, people have first aid kits in this mystery. You're good. It pays to have a rich mother and lie to the bank about how much that rich mother is willing to back you for.
Indeed.
Lie is a strong word.
And yet so accurate.
Is it? Is it?
Mm.
Is it?
Honesty, not transparency. That's our motto.
It is our
Yeah.
motto.
I have both shirts in my cart, and I can't pick which one I want because I want both of them, but my bank account is already crying. I have to pick one, but they're cute. Anyway, focusing on other things. Linnea, Komrik, and Fredrik can have a moment to regroup. As you've been bandaging and drinking gallons of booze, someone, you're not sure who, left cleaning supplies in your room to deal with everything that came out of people.
Fair enough.
There's a limit to what they're willing to clean for you.
Valid.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Rolo's journal and start kind of just jotting down some of the notes from what's going on, what we've seen, and the place that we're at. Kind of like a small little map, and then clean up his mess.
Yep. And then I would like to move on to everyone's favorite disaster witch. I can't make any. It's if you didn't roll so well, you would have been dead 11 times over.
I know. It sucks.
Let's see if your luck holds.
Hey, can I say, as someone who has run DM like games for you and you roll really well, how's it
I do.
feel? How's it feel?
In this particular case, because of what we're playing, I'm kind of excited about the idea of breaking Astrid down over a longer period of time. I just have to somehow lean more on your mental conditions, but for now, I'm thoroughly thrilled that I get to torture you some more. I mean, you already have complex PTSD around the ocean now, and you're on a tiny island, so this is going to be golden.
Yes, it will.
Speaking of your tiny island.
Yes.
How's it going?
I think that Astrid has been attempting to wake up. Sorry, I'm gonna move my snacks away from me because I was able to just eat and watch while you guys were doing things, and then I forgot. I was like, I actually have to talk now. Stop putting food in my mouth.
Please do.
I think that she's been trying to wake up. She tried for a little bit to wake up the owner of Graveyard Island.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate how absolutely no one in this group remembered his name.
Orvar.
Thank you.
His name is Orvar.
There was a lot of the drunk, the historian. You know, it's just the man has a name.
Oh, I didn't realize he was the same person. How the hell is he a historian? Anyway, moving on.
He's not a historian. That's something Fredrik came up with.
He is the history of the islands.
Oh.
He's an ambiguous figure.
Is he the soul of the island?
Yes.
Because I'm slightly
I feel like I should watch last week's vault just so I can listen to what theories you people came up with while I was grabbing my laptop. I feel like I'm missing things right now.
You really should.
See, Orvar is the king god who is battling the herring god upon this island.
Right.
So Crab King versus Herring King. And
that's kind of why he gets pushed off the island all the time. Like, he can't stay.
Yeah. We're getting much Camp Orvar just because the Crab King's been kind of rude to us.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Wait, so Orvar's the Herring King?
No. Orvar
is the Crab King. But he just said the Crab King was rude to you, and yet you're Camp Orvar? No, we're not getting into this. This is insane. Excuse me, please. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, what has happened to my session when I've turned to Astrid for some sanity?
You're welcome.
I need an adult.
Ooh, you came to the wrong place.
I know.
I
know.
I believe you told me that I would need the power to wake the dead in order to wake up this man.
I think those sound like things I would say. Yes. No, he is well out of it. Like, this is a professional drunk at the end of a binge.
All right. Well.
Either that or sail back yourself, but we already came to the conclusion that would probably be the one time your luck ran out, just for the sheer amount of tests you'd have to make.
Yes.
Statistically, it would kill you.
What are we gonna do? And no boats have come along, so...
Oh, plenty of boats have come along. They just... Nobody stops here. Why would they stop here? This is where Orvar lives.
Yes.
Everybody knows about the crazy person on Graveyard Isle. They just don't go there because there's a crazy person on Graveyard Isle.
Okay, what can I do? I don't have any of my herbs with me because I didn't bring them. Because
you had plans that were a thing. I'm trying not to say what I want to say.
You can go ahead. We both know they were insane.
They were so dumb as well.
Yes, they were. But like, I'm good.
And yet you're here.
And yet I'm here. I'm here, and I'm alive, and I have a ton of information.
Yes, you are the one with all the information. Yes, you are.
Okay. So Astrid's gonna try a few things, and if any of them work, tell me. She's going to see if she can find like something that would be close to like a smelling salt.
I'm going with wouldn't work regardless of what you find, just for the sheer stench that Orvar lives in on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, so here's the thing.
And unless you can get concentrated ammonia somewhere, but before you have enough ammonia concentrated out of your urine, we'll be well past this mystery.
Yes, yes. So here's a fun thing that Astrid would know because she's studied medicine, and that Baker knows. So the human body has a nerve in the foot, and police often use it by kicking it in order to make someone wake up when they're highly intoxicated or drugged.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apply enough pressure to this foot and you can pretty much wake up anyone, including someone who's been on a 6-day bender.
Mm-hmm.
So, Astrid is going to find a cloth, take off his boot, and press this nerve as hard as she can.
I need you to roll a force test.
Okay.
For staying upright as you take off his boot. Again, mainly olfactory reasons.
I got 1-6.
All right, you don't puke on him. Good job. And then medicine for actually finding the nerve on the feet of someone who likes to walk barefoot on shift decks.
All right. Quick question about that. So with my emergency medicine,
mm-hmm.
It says I can ignore mental conditions when using medicine.
Yes.
Okay. Does that includes now, right? It doesn't actually have to be like an emergency. This is an emergency. Never mind.
It's an emergency for you.
It is. It's an emergency for me. So I'm just going to ignore it. Well, fuck. I mean, well, darn.
You can swear on this channel, I'm pretty sure, or I would have been asked to leave a long, long, long time ago.
I got 3 5s and no 6s.
So you can describe Astrid's reaction, but I can tell you now you're failing because his feet, as described, are
pretty much
basically
dead.
You take off his boot, and it's like there's still a leather sole under there.
Okay. Yeah, his nerves in his foot are dead.
Oh yeah, no, they're fucked.
Okay.
You're pretty sure you can spot a little bit of gangrene that he hasn't noticed yet.
Oh, well. She's gonna fix that real quick.
She's gonna scrape it off real quick and make sure he doesn't lose the foot.
Yeah. She'll be nice enough to do that.
Nice.
Oh, now I get 3 6s.
The universe rewards good deeds. Or some shit like that. Great. You managed to fix off, to trim off the bit that's turning blackish, and you notice that there's a little bit under there that's still just a little bit too pink, which is probably where the infection came from. You pull out the splinter, removing the cause of all of this. And Orvar will be a biped for a little longer.
All right, perfect. All right.
He hasn't woken up. Like, you take a knife to his foot and he still doesn't wake up.
Astrid's gonna clean her knife and reset all her supplies and pack everything. And then she's gonna go, well, I'm running out of ideas. I don't have time to wait for him to wake up. So, well, It's been stupid every other time this campaign, but let's do something stupid again. She's gonna walk up to Orvid's head. Orvar's head. Put her hands on his head.
Yep.
And try and commune with him in his brain to wake the F up.
All right. Yeah. Just roll your general magic.
All right. Wait, what's my general magic?
I think it's the same one you use for a Seon.
Okay. So observation. Do I get my +1 then?
No, because you're not using your crystal ball.
Okay. That's fair.
You're just using your hands and the page of the universe.
Okay, well, at least I got 1/6 that time.
All right, so you successfully mind meld with a drunk sailor. Sometimes I wonder why you want to succeed on these things. As you Vulcan mind meld with Orvar, you find yourself not having moved very far. You're still in this adorable little shack on this adorable little island. But everything looks just a little bit different than in reality. Orvar is very clearly has rose-tinted glasses about his environment. And in this dreamscape, everything's well mended. It's not, I wouldn't go as far as to call anything clean, but everything's functioning. And there's like this little kitchen area. The main difference is that where there is currently just a bunch of empty bottles, there is a crate with proper bottles of whiskey. No aquavit, no disgusting beer, but in this happy dream, Orvar he's outside, he's sitting on a dock, and he has a bottle of solid whiskey. Beautiful red sunset, kind of means it's gonna rain. He's drinking and mending a net.
Astrid is going to go, if you wake up, woo, if you wake up and help the girl that you rescued, you will receive that crate of whiskey shipped to you. In a very, like, weird ghosty voice.
Yeah, are we rattling chains with this, or?
If she can do it mentally, yes. She's like, she's like, this is fate. This is my helping you all dreams come true. And Astrid would actually send him a crate of whiskey if this all works out.
Roll manipulate. Oh, well, if you actually intend to send him the whiskey, I mean, you're not lying.
If she survives this, she is shipping this man a crate of whiskey.
Then you get to roll inspiration rather than manipulation because you're not actually lying.
All right.
Let me get some empathy dice for Orvar here.
Ooh, I got 2 6s on 2 dice.
Very nice. Orvar also got a bunch of successes, but that means that he knows you're not lying. And he just sort of goes, I saved a girl?
Yeah.
And wakes up with that and just goes, oh, I thought you went home.
No, I need a ride back to the island.
Which one?
Wreckers. I'll make sure your debt is paid as soon as we get there. I'll make sure your debt is paid.
Because I can't talk there right now.
I will pay your debt as soon as I get back to my room. I have tons of gold. And in addition, to be like super grateful, as soon as I get off this island and back to the mainland where you can purchase good alcohol, I will purchase you a crate of whatever good alcohol you want and have it shipped to your island.
He holds out the grubbiest hand you've seen in a long time and spits in his palm and offers it to you.
Astrid spits in hers and gives it. like without hesitating.
Yep, is like, now there's a deal. Better than any I've heard recently. He tries to get up, stumbles, trips over the sofa, gets up again, goes, I might need a few minutes.
That's fine. Also, I fixed while you were out. I tried to wake you up, and I fixed some grain.
He's like, I was wearing shoes.
Yes. I found a wound on your foot that was getting rather infected, and so I cleaned it, and I cleaned the gangrene off your foot as well.
The what?
The rot. I cleaned the rot off your foot.
Ah.
Free of charge.
Was that what the smell was?
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
But I cleaned it and I bandaged it and
While you're still talking, he sort of totters off, goes outside and just sort of dunks his head in the rain barrel that I earlier described as being unfit to drink because it was of questionable cleanliness, and just sort of waterboards himself until he's awake.
That works for Astrid.
It also works for Orvar.
All right.
Let me do some math as to what time you get back.
All right.
Because distances.
While you're doing math, can I point out Astrid didn't make anyone die, including herself, in this process. And may have a life.
Yeah, at least a foot.
Yeah, at least a foot.
I'll leave you on the topic. I need to go to the camera.
The session's not over yet.
I said there's yet time, my child. So assuming Orvar is reasonably competent at this point, he's literally just sailing on muscle memory. Although being on a boat that has that kind of nauseating up and down motion somehow seems to settle him rather than make him more likely to hurl. I should have done this in between sessions. That was a full night. That was a full night. That was the whole morning. 4 a.m. That's a solid hour and a half. Trying to see at what point in the story of Linnea, Komrik, and Fredrik, Astrid returns to Wrecker's Isle. How long was it? Did I say how long your naps were before you started drowning? Because you were gonna lay down before dinner, and then Fredrik was still pulling shit downstairs.
Yeah.
If you're doing math, if I remember correctly, I did say Astrid took a nap outside before she started trying waking up Orvar.
There
You
go.
did. You did get flung into the ocean pretty much at dawn.
Yeah.
Because you spent most of the night antagonizing someone bigger gun than you were.
Yeah. I believe in David and Goliath.
I mean,
it's stupid, but you know.
I think
believe
that
in
would
something.
everything put together. I think that would put Astrid back on Wrecker's Isle around 3-4 p.m. ish, and our intrepid other adventurers woke up, had breakfast, or a very generous definition of breakfast, hung out on the beach, took a bunch of conditions, healed a bunch of conditions, rested, napped. I'd say Linnea, Komrik, and Fredrik you have about like an hour and a half, 2 hours of a gap to fill until Astrid reappears in your midst, if there's anything you wanted to do other than cleaning the fucking floor.
And ourselves.
And yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, Baker, I can see your finger. You don't have to ask for permission to speak. It's not
Quick question. Would Astrid's ring and the money she has on her be enough to cover Orvar's debts at the dock? Or does she need to try and
How much money did you bring?
The
thing is, you already promised all of your money to Orvar the first time.
Yes. But that was if he took me to the island right away. He decided to go to bed.
Decided is a strong word.
Physically
Physically incapable of remaining upright.
Otherwise,
Sure.
I'm just wondering if the money I brought with would have to not draw suspicion. That's the only kind of thing we said.
Yes. I think you need some money from your room.
Okay, so will I have to finagle with the dock people to actually be able to get off the boat?
I mean, they'll probably let you off the boat. So they won't let Orvar dock at the nice spots on the actual water line. But if he docks a few boats back, again, there's so many boats where you can just walk deck to deck to deck to deck.
Yeah.
So he can drop you off at a ship that lets you walk across all the other ships to the island.
Okay.
So yeah. Did Linnea, Komrik, or Fredrik want to do anything in the currently unfilled time gap? As after, I think, a literal real-time month, we're getting the party back together.
I want to get clean, get the floors clean.
Maybe soak in a bath or something.
All right, everyone's getting clean. I can appreciate this.
Is this before normal business operating hours, or before the busy times of the sailors downstairs right now?
Good question.
I just assume they drink all the time.
Well, sure, but sometimes they actually have to do work.
They have to take breaks, yeah.
Because if it's not a busy time, I want to talk to the priest's friend again, see if they get any additional information, things to look out for or to be wary of about the Herring family. Did Anniek freeze?
I think Anniek froze.
Oh.
We should go to
put
break.
in chat that we should go to break, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back in
And
5
blue
to 10,
screen.
friends. Or 10 to 15. We'll see you soon.
Is
Hello and welcome back to Vaesen, where everything is perfectly fine, right? No one's died yet, which I think is better than any of us anticipated. You're returning to a momentous occasion as Astrid rejoins Komrik, Linnea, and Fredrik at the inn. And I will take a step back because I'm pretty sure there's a fair amount of information dumping that needs to happen, and you still have to get dressed in time for dinner.
Right.
Astrid knows nothing is wrong as far as everyone else knows. And so she just kind of walks in and goes like right to her bag and starts pulling out money and then like turns around to walk away. And if no one notices her, she's gonna walk back to the deck, pay Orvar's like docking fee, and then come back and also give like the front staff some money for Orvar to drink, and then walk back up to her room.
I love her, and I just want to slap the shit out of her.
I feel like Fredrik would notice, but he would just like silently watch as just watch her as she comes in, watches her she gets in, just watch her as he goes out and not saying a word.
I would say hi to like if she saw Fredrik, she'd be like, "Hey, Fredrik," and just keep
not
walking.
a word.
Hearing that though, Linnea would just like barrel out of the room and just hug the hell out of Astrid. And just like...
You were in a bath. What is your current state of dress?
A towel.
Checking. Just checking.
You said we had like 1.5 to 2 hours. I didn't realize that you had...
If I'm going to soak in a tub, like I'm in there for a solid 3 hours. If I'm soaking in a tub, I'm there for 3 hours.
Well, yeah, there's that. But we also have a few other things going on.
Now, are the tubs in the room?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, feet
with little
up,
minions who bring you hot water.
Feet up, and seeing Astrid come in, he just ducks into the water, just slowly sinks into the water.
Oh God, they share a room. I forgot about
that. That is your wife. How could you not say hello to her?
No.
That is one of your wives.
She's just gonna be like, "Oh, don't worry, Komrik. I've seen all that before." And then freeze and go, "Just kidding." And like start getting money out. And she goes, "Hey, I'll need to get Linnea's ring back from you when I get back. I hope everything's been going all right. I've got a lot of information to tell you." And then just like go back out in the hallway.
He's just like this in the water.
Fan art
warm reunion.
And then when Linnea runs out, she's just gonna hug her and go, "Are you okay? Everything all right? Did something happen?"
I think she probably has like a nice robe, which would be easier to throw on.
Yes, Fredrik would have a robe on already.
Yeah.
Actually, for mine and our audience's sake, can I just get a quick recap of what conditions everyone currently has?
Anger and battered.
Battered and frightened.
Linnea currently just has her permanently angry condition.
That's not bad.
It is a very tight hug.
Komrik is wounded, battered, and exhausted.
Oh no.
Oh, you're one away.
Yes. Oh yes.
No.
So just a reminder, chat, if you want to help.
Please don't help Komrik. He put himself in this position.
They don't have to help Komrik. They can help the GM.
They can help anyone else. Yeah.
You can help me.
Yeah.
Like a very kind elderly hag demigod already snatched one of my player kills from me for today.
And we thank Daddy Hag very much.
Some of us do, some of us don't.
Thank you, Daddy Hag.
Why is that capitalized captions? Why?
Why wouldn't it be?
I mean, it should be.
They know.
The captions know.
They know.
Astrid's also going to do that thing, you know, where when two people are
Astrid
hugging,
does all the things. You have to be very specific.
She does, yes.
where two people are hugging and like one of them starts walking backward, like walking forward, pushing the other person backwards towards Linnea's room to like.
I love that Astrid just picks Linnea up and walks with her. Yes.
Yeah, Fredrik is just like,
allow it.
She's just trying to bring her back to the room because she's not in a full state of dress.
Right.
You are downstairs. You said you were downstairs. You don't get a say in this.
No, but I've watched Astrid enter.
Therefore, he is now making sure Linnea is down for this. I like how Komrik's in the water.
Yeah.
Just no.
Full on. Yep. Just, I don't want to see it.
How much soap was in this water?
I would hope that it would be bubble bath. But
in 18 something.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know what it's from, but there's some TV or movie thing where someone is like in a bath, like some fancy palace in old France, like Versailles, and they have men standing around with copper tubes going into the bath, and you have to blow in the tubes to make it bubbles. If Komrik wants to hire all the waitresses to come blow bubbles in his bath, like mark down 2 levels of wealth and you can have them.
Oh,
okay, no. If Astrid were to walk on that, she would have some questions.
I'm just saying, Komrik, you're very wealthy right now. If that's what you want to waste your money on, I will allow it.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, Astrid's going to try to get Linnea back into her room and go, hey, what's going on?
Cash.
You disappeared. We missed you. You could have died. You
I
just
left
walked
a note.
out. You didn't. You left a note, and the note didn't say anything. We tried to find you, and there was a crab king, and then we almost died. And then we were like, I was like, you probably died because crab king and tidal wave. And where were you?
Well, so I've recently learned that swimming in the ocean can be very tiring.
She's still hugging you.
Okay. I've also met a very nice drunk sailor who gave me a ride back. That's some music. I also have some information. I don't think it's a crab king. It might be related, but I did piss off the herring baron, and I actually am shot right now. I've been shot. Yeah, it's a minor leg wound. Actually,
drops you like a hot potato. I mean, I know you're like holding me, but like, let's go.
Drowning 3 times was significantly worse.
We, Komrik and I also almost drowned. Drowned?
How did you almost drown? Why were you in the water? Why were you in the water?
We were in the inn. I mean,
when did you learn to scry?
We didn't. I tried. I think I tried, but nothing happened.
Why would you try?
Nothing happened. We were walking by the beach. We were looking for the crab king. We were looking for you. And
you don't just scry without knowing what you're doing. It's
you don't
dangerous.
Just walk away in the middle of the night without telling people out loud.
I left a note for Komrik, and
I also seem like saying something out loud.
Also, I was going to tell Fredrik, but then he brought that girl into my room.
Our Fredrik? My Fredrik?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, he just talked to her, but like, he brought some random like barmaid into my room. She was very disappointed.
What? Fair. Why your room?
I don't know.
This is not what I expected to have questions about.
I didn't expect. Okay. I will start from the beginning on what happened.
Do we
I
need
went
fix
to
your
go.
bullet wound?
I mean, I mostly addressed it, but I'll take care of it while we're talking.
I would
And,
feel better
like,
about that.
Astrid starts like cleaning her leg and doing all of that stuff while they're talking. She's like, quick version. I met our host for apparently we have a dinner tonight that I wasn't aware of.
You did go to bed early. I'm sorry. Went to bed early.
I did try to sleep. Again, Fredrik wrote. Don't worry. But I may have broken into the herring-bearing and family's house.
Just accidentally, or
Yeah, we'll go with accidentally.
there's 3 buildings on the island.
I thought it was a store. I was going to steal some grain.
We do need a lot of grain. You're right.
We do. And I may have pushed my luck just a little bit. And he shot me. And it seemed a waste to not use the blood that I had from the bullet that was his. And so I scryed on him. Him and death. And I'm going to say he had a really rough childhood, but that's no excuse.
Death.
He did murder his father.
Death like an overall concept, or is death like a person or thing? Like, what kind of death?
Yeah, like murder.
I'm gonna need a little more. Like, murder. Okay.
He did kill his.
You saw what?
He killed his father when he was like 7.
That sounds
But
right.
I also found out. So he did pitch me into the middle of the ocean. He's not human, by the way, or only partially human. He's adopted. I found that out from Orvar. It was apparently he is a child of the sea. And I'm pretty sure he is doing human sacrifices to mermaids.
Are mermaids not human?
Mermaids are Vaesens. And I think they require
Human sacrifices to not doing them to the mermaids, offering humans
to
Got
the
it,
mermaids.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It has been a very long
Or the
24 hours,
sea?
honestly. But like the last 12 hours were very trying.
Yeah, or the sea in general. I think it started with his father. And from the looks of it, his dad was still alive when he was taken. So I think I know what happened to the priest and what happened to the son.
We also
I
have
have
some
a
news about
theory.
the priest.
Oh, what about him?
Well, we kind of found perhaps where there was blood in the warehouse, and
Okay.
his cross was left behind.
Oh.
So it seemed very foul play related.
Do you want me to scry on that?
Honestly, no. I kind of
think if
feel
I-
like maybe.
I mean, as long as you're here, or maybe we should have everyone here.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
I
Komrik
won't
has
end
the
up in the ocean.
the pendant.
So what's been happening with you? Why are you so worried about me? I left a note for Komrik.
You almost died, and we couldn't do anything about it.
I almost die a lot.
Okay.
I
So
promise.
You think about other people, right? And their safety more than you, right?
Well, I did promise I wouldn't scry on the ocean anymore. You weren't there for that, but I did promise you I wouldn't scry on the ocean anymore.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
But we were worried, and we needed you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I would be. I had planned to be back by morning. Late morning. Afternoon. I planned on being back by afternoon.
Well, it is the afternoon, so, you know.
And I did find someone who knows quite. I paid for him to be able to drink in this inn tonight. So
That seems healthy.
partially so that if we needed to, we could pull him aside and try and get more information, because I think you guys might ask better questions between the three of you.
I mean, maybe. I'm a little tipsy. But,
And getting into your hip flask again.
a little bit.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, let's find the others. They should
I
probably
know
hear
where
some of that.
I know where Komrik and Fredrik are. I said hi to both of them.
Okay, let's pull them all together.
Komrik's in the bath. We should probably just meet him in my room.
Okay.
Is Komrik still in the bath? Are we just sinking ever lower? Is that what's happening with Komrik? Are we just?
As Astrid.
I mean,
Yeah.
I admire your bravery for willingly submerging yourself.
I feel like he would
in a mystery such as this.
He is regretting coming out of his stupor. All this pain would have been gone if I would have just not tried to, save myself. When she left originally, he would probably start to towel off and get dressed.
Fredrik?
What's the name of the priest's friend?
Which one? The one you ran off?
The
Or
waitress.
the priest's friend, our priest friend. I was like, you made no friends with any priests at any point.
Wait a
in
second.
time.
We did. I did, at least.
You did, Fredrik.
To the priest that
Fredrik
didn't
did
matter
not.
to the story, but yes.
Yes, and also that was you personally, and that was definitely not a Fredrik thing. You mean Justina?
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Let's see if I could talk to Justina about anything. If she might have any words of wisdom, things to look out for compared to the Baron family.
Baron family. Her main her main focus is Abela and not necessarily the Herring Baron, because she doesn't know him or much about him.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, Abela is the one who sort of watches over her and the other waitresses when they work their shifts. So she will let you know that Abela absolutely, positively, 100% knows how that shotgun works. And she has never, in the time that Justina has seen her, hesitated to use it. And if she suspects that an example might be helpful, she is perfectly willing to aim for the groin rather than for a place that would actually kill you. Just to make sure your screaming and bleeding is a deterrent to others. That's why she runs this island.
Fun. I guess I'll thank her and tip her for the information. And make sure that Astrid's not getting too out of control with Linnea.
Just having a heart-to-heart. All right. I am willing to say, now that at least I have all of you in the same building again, that it's not too hard to get all of you actually in the same room again. Like nobody gets eaten by the Crab King in transit or anything, so I can happily skip forward to
Finally, some good news.
I'm assuming all of you dressed together in a room with about an hour to go before dinner.
Astrid, can you help me with these bandages real quick before I put my shirt on?
Of course.
And just wrapping my ribs. So are we all up to speed about what's going on here, or do we need to, kind of figure this out first?
Well, we should make sure we don't say anything to the family to encourage them to shoot us or anything. I hear the matron is very trigger happy.
I mean, I feel like there are quite a few people that are trigger happy on this island, and Astrid found out one way, right? We also have.
No, I will not let you slander Zacharias like that. He was not trigger happy. Astrid taunted him into shooting her. It took a solid half hour until he finally shot her.
He gave
Don't
plenty
do
of
an
warning.
NPC dirty like this. He was
Astrid did
disciplined.
not lie about that. She probably said I probably should. She said I pushed my luck.
Yeah.
But also I got 1-6 in wrapping Komrik's, because I assumed I was performing medicine. If I was wrong, I'm sorry. I rolled without being asked to.
It's fine, but it's just not enough time to heal the injury.
Right,
No.
right.
I didn't assume I was healing it. I just assumed,
Just enough.
like wrapping it, so it
Making sure you didn't make
stayed
it
in
worse.
place.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She put a wood plank so that it keeps my body upright. I don't
Like,
just
what
break in
if
half.
one of the ribs sort of gets shoved back into the correct position, so it won't heal as sideways.
It also probably would hurt a lot less then.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted. You were having a moment, but my boy was being lied about.
Targeted.
I couldn't sit for it.
Targeting the Baron himself. I just feel like maybe we should go in there with a plan, and we don't always do that. But we are coming face to face with some supernatural things, along with some people that have aligned themselves with a supernatural being. So, does anybody have a plan on what we are there to do as far as finding information?
No. I do have a quick question, though. Astrid,
Yes.
you said human sacrifices to the mermaids.
I should rephrase. I don't know if it's to the mermaids or to the ocean in general.
Okay. I feel like that's an important distinction because if I recall, Komrik, your other wife is a mermaid. So if we stop her human sacrifices.
So I may have communed with Komrik's other wife.
Oh, how did that go?
Wait, what?
She sees him more as like a boy toy that's completely disposable. I don't think he has any pull there.
Well, thank you for that.
But she will kill him if he does anything she doesn't like.
She's already made that abundantly clear.
Well, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering, is how much is she going to not like us doing whatever we're doing with the herring baron?
Here's my thing. I don't know. I get the feeling that this might have something to do with some sea serpents. Like, or maybe okay, so I scried on the ocean a couple of times, and one of them I scried on the death of our good friend, well, not good friend, the deceased priest, which, by the way, if we want me to scry on that cross, we could do so now. But I felt something that was down there that I couldn't see, and every other time that I've scried with the mermaids, I was far enough up that I could see things. So I don't.
What do you mean far enough away?
Far enough up in the ocean that light could still penetrate water, whereas when I scried on where on the death of the priest, I was so deep I couldn't see anything. I could feel things moving around me, and they did not want me there. Let me tell you, I've not made friends in the ocean.
So are we presuming that that the deaths happen and then they're thrown into the sea?
No, I think their death happens in the sea. I think they're alive. The dad was almost dead when he was taken.
So when we were in the warehouse, we found a blood stain where we found this cross, and I hand over the cross. And it looked like that was the place of death, but it could have, been just blunt force trauma, and he could have been knocked out.
Or maybe they didn't mean to kill him in the warehouse, and they did, and then they still needed someone to sacrifice, because I think that's what happened to the other son. But I could scry on this item and scry on how it got the blood on it. Not necessarily.
Like at least what happened in the warehouse then.
Yeah. Like I could try and figure that out.
What's the best way for us to help if something goes wrong?
Yeah.
I do have a question. Our only goal in this was to find out if the priest killed himself or not. And after that, do we have any real responsibilities here? I mean, if they're killing people, cool, we can tell someone when we're off the island. This is not, they're being rational here, which is something new for me. I'll admit, these are not a bunch of happy-go-lucky trolls who are just trying to meet a bargain. These are people who will kill us without a second thought. And if they are doing live sacrifices to the ocean and we don't know when, what's going to stop them from making one of us the next sacrifice?
Well,
or all of us.
That's a good point.
Even if Justinia and the other girls are here willingly, just because I can't believe it's a great place to work, but if it's the only place they can make money, even if they're here willingly, there's still gonna be Carl coming back. I can't imagine anything that was said to him the other night. Just giving a very pointed look to Komrik. Last night persuaded him to leave everything be. So even if we're not the next sacrifice, sacrifices, he might be. What's to stop anybody from? I'm very much live and let live, but people aren't living.
Here's my question. Here's a question for y'all. I imagine sailors go missing a lot when they get inland, but not on an island. They don't just up and leave when they're on an island. But a population that moves in and out without people really checking that they're moving in and out. A bunch of waitresses that came to an island to make some good money and then run as soon as they've had the money that they needed. What are the chances that these girls are normally the sacrifice?
Here's what we're here to find out. We're here to find out what happened to the priest.
Sailors. Sorry.
We're here to find out who killed the priest or what happened, because the thought was that he took his own life, and good old Oscar couldn't handle that reason. Also, we are here to find his friend, in which we did, and Fredrik had a in-depth conversation with her, and she was under the impression that we were under the impression that she was here on her own. So I think we've actually accomplished half of what we were here to do, but we still need to find out what happened to this priest, to this father. And I think that your scrying will probably do just that.
Well, then I will do that while you guys continue to discuss.
We're going to watch you and make sure that you don't slip into some type of trance that you might wake up with a lung full of seawater, just as we did.
It wouldn't be the first time.
And I'm sure it won't be the last.
I've gotten this down. Just make sure that I don't get flung out into the ocean.
Yeah, okay, no, that was sort of my question, is how do we do that?
Right.
Don't touch me while I'm in the trance. Maybe throw a blanket over me. Throw water on me if I start getting real weird.
I grab a bucket of water.
Make me smell some liquor. I don't know. Just don't touch me because you might come with me.
Would that be the bucket of dirty water that's left over from cleaning the floors?
Yeah, I got it ready.
That is disgusting. I'm different.
I can't believe
that is one of the most gross things that's happened in Vaesen, and it isn't coming from me, and I love it.
I refuse to believe that we would still have that in the room while we were taking our baths.
Oh, no, we have a bath full of dirty water. I just stick the bucket in there. And...
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, great. So it's Komrik flavored water.
So it's... Okay.
I'm sorry, did we lose Mikyl? Rage, Mikyl.
Yeah, that's that just wrecked my brain. Komrik flavored water.
Astrid,
how else would I call it?
Cut the t-shirt.
We need a lot of t-shirts. I mean, I kind of really want my other wife as a mermaid.
So every time we say this should be a
just
t-shirt,
2 rings,
and there's like someone who chimes in and says yes, I add it to the list. We are having a merch store pop up soon once I can.
Priorities. Priorities. Yeah.
I'm willing to help you design some of the more questionable shirts.
Perfect.
Absolutely, me too.
This. Yes.
My lovely game
I am fluent
master.
in Illustrator.
Yes, my beloved Chaos Gremlin.
I am specifically focusing on the priest and his item. I am not focusing on any of the family members.
Okay.
And I got 3 6s.
Thank God.
But I have a question for that, and I will drop it down to 2 6s if your answer is yes. I can't remember if when I am doing my scrying, if I have to subtract from mental.
You do.
Okay, so then I'm gonna drop that down to 2 6s and say I rolled 5 dice.
Okay.
because I rolled 6 because I wasn't positive and I didn't want to interrupt the flow of conversation.
I get it. No, the mental conditions also go on seances, which is scrying all of them basically.
I just didn't know if I was using, because she would have taken out her crystal ball if that canceled that kind of thing. Okay.
Okay. We're focusing on the priest and not the family, not the ocean, and not the general concept of death. Nice.
Yes. And the item. The
cross.
Yes, with the blood.
As you're focusing on the cross and sort of do that thing where you sort of stare at it and like sort of soft focus on it and let it, like your eyes go a little blurry, you start seeing the cross without blood, and your hand in your vision becomes a man's hand as he tucks the cross back away inside his coat. What you assume to be the priest everyone's been talking about is sitting on the dock near here that you're not very familiar with, but you've walked past often enough that you recognize it at this point. Looking out at the sky, it's close to dawn, but not dawn. He seems waiting for a ship to take him away because he has like his bags packed next to him, everything. As he is sort of just judging by the look on his face, he's either upset about something or he's just straight up sulking. He's not a happy camper. The next thing you see is him flat on the ground with a bleeding head wound. And then it sort of skips forward again to him being put in a barrel in what looks to be a warehouse. And that moment in the vision lasts and lasts. And judging by the way the sun plays across the floor and the way the shadows move, he was in that barrel a solid 2 days. And then it skips forward again. And you see this barrel on this little boat being sailed out over the ocean. And then you skip forward a little more and you see the lid having been taken off the barrel. And you see the priest with his gun in hand aiming at someone. And that is where your vision ends.
That was an evil laugh.
Well, no. He had a gun. My theory that he killed himself rather than being sacrificed.
Well, he was pointing a gun at someone.
At someone else.
Doesn't mean he couldn't turn it on himself.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, Astrid relays this vision to everyone else.
Okay.
And she kind of describes the warehouse and asks if it's the one that the family owns.
I'll put you out of your misery. It does.
Cool.
So we know that he was here and confronted.
I didn't see who confronted him. But I was specifically not scrying on the family because they have some powerful users in there.
Right.
And I figured it was the safest way to avoid them knowing what I was doing. I was excluding them, so if they were there, I wouldn't be able to see them. But the fact that I never saw anyone who did anything could be an indication that they were there.
So what should we look out for based on that?
I think, honestly, from my conversation with, he never introduced himself, right, Anniek?
No, but I think someone told you his name was Orvar when he first bumped into you in the inn.
No, I mean, Josiah.
Zacharias.
Zacharias, yes. Zacharias never introduced himself, right?
No, but his housekeeper did call him the Baron.
Okay. The Baron doesn't seem, how do I phrase this?
Good
He's
question.
a psychopath. He is a murderer and an all-around bad person, but I don't think he's a liar. And I think if we talk to him, he can give us an answer on what happened that night, and we can fulfill our part, and if we want, we can walk away. Otherwise, we try and kill this man, which I think will be hard. Because I don't know if we can... kill him. Anniek?
Yes? Hang on, the music just turned itself off for some reason. Ask
no,
your question while I deal with the volume.
So just thinking, I have a children's book filled with tales about Vaesen.
Yes.
Does it have any stories about children of the sea?
I'm going to say no because it's
Okay.
one in a series.
Okay. That's
And considering your background, you would have picked up kind of the land-based one.
fair. No, I was just asking. We could ask Orvar how you kill a child of the sea. He might know.
I look through Rolo's journal, just kind of flipping through to see if there's anything that might talk about half Vaesen, half human folk.
Have you been doing that for a while?
I'd say there's a few options there for. How about we just don't go into certain people's backstories right now? Hang on. Because once again, technology has betrayed me. I am doing the analog thing with the physical book again.
Yeah.
Once again,
I
expertly
don't go into
laid
the
out.
Vaesen, so I don't metagame.
Roll a learning test, please.
Should have had Astrid do this and get a +2.
Too bad it's not Astrid. Other people do stuff in adventures. You know?
1-6.
Nice.
1-6.
Only 2 die. So
That's your 50%
That was-
success rate.
that was not bad. Yeah.
Then we go to the 1 success tab on the learning test in this particular chapter. You find a note on old folk tales about mermaids. They rule over the seas and creatures living in the depths. It can happen that fishermen catch mermaid children in their nets and are raised as humans. Such sea children will never stop longing for the sea after growing up to become excellent swimmers and fishermen.
Do you so I share that with the group. I said, oh, this is what Rolo found. Do you think that there's a way we can, I don't know, reason with him?
He seems calm.
Pleasant.
He seems calm until he's not calm, so I would say we tread carefully to not make him angry, but...
So I'm assuming no accusations, Astrid.
I
Right.
never accused him of anything. I just wanted to ask him questions, and he got uppity and shot me.
Maybe if what
Was
Rolo
midnight.
wrote is correct, we can try and.
I wonder if God will punish you for lying.
God is thinking about it.
If what Rolo wrote is correct, maybe we can try and strike some sort of bargain with the Baron. Maybe you could speak to your wife, Komrik. Same if we could get him a way to return to the sea or something.
Yeah, I think that that's a great idea. Maybe that's what he's been trying to do this whole time.
How are you going to speak to your wife?
I imagine that being submerged in the sea might do the thing, but
Might not be able to talk under there.
you're right. And in that type of case, hopefully someone would help me along. If not, then so long, I guess.
I don't know that I'd go over well if I brought you to her.
That does not sound.
No. I think this might be a journey for the good Baron and myself to take
Astrid
together.
pulls out her rope and goes, we could try using, like, tying at least you to the rope.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
See, ropes come in handy.
So what will we be propositioning here to the Baron himself? Because I think, making a deal, he would need something.
I mean, the family seems to be doing well with, this unnatural herring harvest.
Right.
Catch.
Well,
Ouch.
I guess we can find out if it's something that he actually wants, is this whole herring thing. Let's try and suss that out of him first.
I'll point out at this point you're about down to like 30 minutes to dinner.
Okay. Well,
We need to start walking.
If everyone's
It's
appropriately
next door.
dressed, then soonish.
Yeah.
When is Fredrik not?
Astrid,
I wouldn't question Fredrik, so I'll just leave it there.
Astrid cleaned her wound. She semi-bathed at the thing, and I'm sure she threw a dress behind a screen
Okay.
while they were having these conversations.
Yeah, you said that we were dressed and meeting together, so Linnea would have gotten dressed for, at least mostly dressed for dinner.
Komrik, are you still in the bathtub hiding?
no. I toweled off and I'm getting my best, cleanest clothes that I have been packed away.
Nice.
Evening duster.
All right. Are we making this a walk and talk?
Well, yeah, if you're going to talk to Orville, yeah.
Orvar?
Orvar.
Sure, same. Am I getting my two games mixed up?
Yep.
Sure am.
are.
All right.
The Orville is a Star Trek thing, so
Yeah, I think we should probably talk to him if he's still downstairs. But we should get going.
Yeah. Anniek, when we go downstairs, how drunk is Orvar?
considering the fact you paid him extra, bordering on acute liver failure.
Great.
Wow.
Like downtown London on a Saturday night. If he was wearing a mini skirt, he'd fit right in.
Perfect. Astrid's going to slide up to his table, put her hand on his shoulder, and go, I just want to thank you one more time for doing that for us.
He sort of squints up with you, like it's a solid half minute to identify you.
Who's in the tap room right now?
Are you dressed, because you dressed as kind of a dude when you left?
Yes.
Are we presenting female again?
Yes.
Orvar's hella confused.
Life is confusing, my friend. You will still get your
especially at this blood alcohol level.
You will still get your case of whiskey.
You're the whiskey lad. You're the whiskey. Nice.
Yeah. I would love for you to come meet my friends. They want to thank you for getting me back here. Also, one of my friends has a very nice flask of high quality, like aristocrat whiskey. Fancy whiskey.
I like fancy.
Follow me.
He's notably more talkative, and he's like red cheeks, and he's physically unwell but mentally very happy.
She's gonna get him outside and kind of away from everyone else.
Getting him outside does involve physically supporting him.
She physically supports him. Gets him outside, and then her plan was to let everyone else ask him questions because I've asked him all I can think of.
All right, so as a performing monkey, poor drunk Orvar is paraded outside for you three to interrogate. You really know how to treat your friends, you guys.
That's
it's
what
a
we're here for.
I have no idea how you could be this popular. All right, what do you want to know of Orvar? He is heavily slurring, by the way. I don't have enough carbonated drinks to make the actual burping sounds this week because I underestimated how much interactions you were going to have with Orvar. So a little less method this time. But yeah, he'll sort of lean towards Linnea in the kind of lean where you know that if no one's holding him, it will become a topple. Because you should have the pretty whiskey. Because everything else is too pretty for this island.
I have pretty whiskey?
He points back at Ash and goes, "That's what the whiskey said."
Astrid is like doing the drunk person hold. I don't know if you guys did this in college, where you've got your arm wrapped underneath one and then through another, and then have their hand on the chest to keep them upright. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like one hand on the center of gravity, minimum amount of effort, maximum support.
Yeah.
I think most of us have done that grab on a friend at some point.
Yeah, I might have had that grab on me at certain times of my life.
I was usually the grabber, not the grabby, but I'm well aware of what this looks like right now. Extra fun if your friend is wearing a corset, because then the boning digs into your elbows.
Oh,
sure. Nice.
Well, hey, I don't think he's gonna.
No. The lady.
Oh, right.
Person.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That person. This is very confusing. That person said that person should have whiskey.
Linnea, please give him a drink from your flask.
We're done.
That pretty whiskey. Did anybody grab his cup? Because I don't know if you want your lips where that has been.
Of course.
It's all right. The whiskey cleaned my foot, and now I'm not rotting anymore.
I'm
whiskey, by the way.
Here.
Because this gentleman knows more about the children of the sea, than any of us do.
That's
Some call me a historian.
Ooh,
fancy. Well,
Uh-huh.
a
Yeah.
fancy title deserves a fancy drink, I guess.
I say fancy information decides a fancy drink.
But the fancy
yeah.
drink comes before the fancy information, because that's what the whiskey said. Because I had my butt parked on a chair, and I was perfectly happy.
again.
And I will go right back to parking my butt on a chair with eventually, if I can get there without telling you anything, and it's fine with me.
Okay. How about this? Why don't you just open your mouth and I'll pour?
There we go. Safe and sanitary.
Everybody.
You know, that's the. This is your DM not taking a turn into lewd, like squashing it deep down.
So proud of you.
It's physically hurting me to behave right now. And he just sort of like leans down in front of you. Astrid is going to have to grab real hard to make sure he doesn't fall, because he's like trying not to kneel, but still trying to put his head under your boob level so you can like pour properly. Astrid, can I please have a force test to see if you hold it up or going face to chest? Astrid's dice are fine, guys. This will be fine.
1-6.
1-6. It's a fair amount of stumble. It's not skin to skin, but there's like a feeling of like a hot breath around your collarbones as he just looks up at you with like yellowish eyes and opens his mouth wide.
Astrid growls.
Look, this was your idea. You cannot put this on me.
I chugged when I went down the hall, so I can't remember how big we said the flask was.
It's pretty freaking small.
Yeah, there's not a lot left. So, but I pour whatever's in there.
All right. He gets a depressing amount of fancy whiskey. He looks suitably unimpressed.
That's all I had.
That's it? You said there was a flask.
She'll shake it. There's a flask. There's not a flask's worth of whiskey in it.
Sort of spits on the ground next to you. I mean, the taste is nice. I'm not gonna do anything.
I'm sorry?
I don't think you are.
Oh. Well,
Whatever.
that wasn't very nice.
Neither is getting me out of my comfortable seat for nothing at all. After I ferry whiskey back and forth, I could have left it on the rocks. I could have left it on the rocks. Didn't have to stop at all.
We could also leave you. No, not gonna do it. All right.
That wasn't very
Whiskey's
nice.
gonna
I am
lean
sorry.
forward.
I like how Komrik has the worst instincts in these cases. Step 1, threaten them. Step 2, realize
Intimidate.
that maybe it's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Whiskey's gonna lean forward and using that same voice that she used as Fate when she was like mind melding him.
I like how you just called yourself Whiskey. Whiskey's gonna.
Wait again. You're going to want to give them answers. Otherwise, they'll never make it off this island and you won't get your whiskey. Case.
Did you hear it? Did you hear that?
Here.
You heard that, right?
I didn't hear anything.
Am I not supposed to hear it?
Fuck.
What?
Am I hearing? What do you want to know?
All right. So this child of the sea, what would they want if they wanted anything?
I mean, depends on who raises them. I imagine he's got pretty much everything he wanted. Riches. Rule over a tiny kingdom. All the fish he could shake a stick at.
How do you
This
feel?
woman-
He's got a good setup here.
I mean, the Baron of the Sea, I suppose, Baron of something, but wouldn't be my first choice to rule over this kingdom, but it makes sense. If we were to...
If you grow up here as a tiny little nothing that gets the crap beating out of you every day, or week, or month, every pig season, and you can turn it around and you can make everyone who was ever mean to you either disappear or wish you made them disappear, why would you need a different kingdom?
That says a whole lot, and I appreciate that history lesson. Maybe we could show him a larger world in which he could see more, that this isn't the only thing. Linnea, you got anything?
Do you know of anyone else going missing? Like, besides people who are just, like, his childhood bullies? Yeah.
Are people going missing?
Well, like...
Like, I have the faintest clue of who is anywhere at any point in time. Look around. There are a gazillion billion boats. The fuck do I know who's coming or going? I don't know when I'm coming or going, let alone when anyone else is coming or going. Who does, like, all right, ship over there. Does it have 48 people aboard? Does it have 49 people aboard? Does it have 100? Who the fuck knows? No track.
It has
They
36.
try, nobody does. Huh, sorry?
It has 36.
Cool. Now or in an hour or 2 hours ago? Did someone go to the inn? Did someone decide they didn't want to be a sailor anymore? Did someone decide that boat looked prettier than their boat and cross from another boat and stay there?
But they went somewhere.
Sure. Maybe.
Why
Again,
are
pick a boat. Pick any boat.
Why is it that they don't want you here?
I'm real bad at paying my tab. I puked on a Vela once. He sort of looks around, sees how many people are around, because you're kind of on the, you're starting your walk and talk, so you're just outside the inn. He just does this incredibly suspicious looking around if anyone is looking thing, and then just goes, I mean, no particular reason.
You said what?
Absolutely no particular reason.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely don't know anything I'm not supposed to know. No,
Right.
absolutely not.
Can I roll?
What don't you know?
Oh, I don't know lots of things. I definitely don't know they take their boat out every new month.
Ah,
I also definitely don't know where they're going.
I look up into the sky and check and see the moon.
Tonight, tonight. Why,
The moon
yes,
in the sky.
tonight would be a new moon.
And we just so happen to go to dinner with them, and
Oh,
Oh,
I hear
look.
they have amazing food.
there might be a boat ready right over there, right? So if I had to defend myself, against and I lean forward and whisper in his ear, "Child of the sea, how would I do that?"
I mean, imagine very much the same way you'd kill a human, provided you don't get to, maybe try and keep your mind to yourself.
Your mind to yourself. All right. Anybody else have any questions for him before we head to dinner?
Quick question. You don't know where they're going. So where are they not going?
They are definitely not going to the deep reef. Never heard of it. Don't know where it is.
And you wouldn't know how to not draw me a map to it, would you? Or tell me what I need to look for to find it?
To not find it.
Not find it?
So the thing is... Oh god, this is getting so confusing. So it's not is... Oh god, this is giving me a headache. It's... How many negatives do I need to say it's not on the maps and we want to keep it that way?
That works. That works right there. What landmark is it not by?
So it's totally cursed, so that's why you don't draw it. So there's also not really like a landmark. It's depends on the tides, whether or not it's above sea or not.
All right. Well, I think maybe Komrik's wife can help us get there if we need to.
I thought you were Komrik's wife.
He's got a lot of wives. He's got a harem.
That sounds like so much work.
It is. How about I take you back to your comfy chair?
And I didn't ask for any of them. It's kind of funny.
Huh.
Just locked into it.
How about I take you back to your comfy chair now?
It sounds real nice.
Forgetting the most important question.
What is that, Frederick?
Can you beat this guy in a fist fight? He points to Komrik.
Astrid's like, follow whiskey.
He will follow whiskey. Astrid, can you roll a manipulation test for me, please?
Yes.
I get my last physical condition because of this guy.
That's amazing.
Which is technically because of Frederick, which would be so freaking fitting.
Yes.
Is that what would break you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we get him the broken condition.
I don't have one mental condition, but all the physical things are not working.
Challenge.
You just have you have a lot of emotional support wives.
Me.
But mentally you're very happy about it. I won't be king shaming anyone. Baker?
Uh-huh.
0.
0 successes. Yeah, I figured that was all right. He definitely doesn't not know where Deep Reef is. And with Astrid steering poor Orvar back to his seat, we will be ending tonight's session and we will be going to dinner next week. Thank you everyone for playing. Thank you for getting the party back together.
Right? Jeez.
Sorry once again about my tech issues. If anyone wants to buy me a new laptop, let me know. I'll send you my address. I joke, but seriously, send me one. And barring real life, hopefully non-virus related issues, we will actually be back next week. And everything will be fine. Right?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I won't die.
That is a bold statement. I like it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, for watching, and your support. And we're going to go raid the initiative order, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.